Hi 5th graders, it's your teacher Miss Brager here again on my YouTube channel to bring you a really awesome science lesson. So this science lesson I'm going to do with you, but this is something that you can do at home so that way you can observe what's happening in real life instead of just virtually. So the things that I have in front of me are what we are going to use in our science lesson. These are all things that you should have at home, and if not, you can just watch the video. That's fine too. So the things that I have in front of me that you can use for this science experiment is a can of hairspray, keeping it fresh, a glass or a jar works just as fine. I also have a lid. This is a metal lid actually from a jar, so that'll work. I also have 1/3 cup of water. You're going to need to warm this up in the microwave for about 1 minute so it's warm, not boiling hot, just warm. And then I also have some ice cubes. So this lesson, we're going to be creating something really cool and really awesome for you guys to be observing. But first things first, there's some words that we do need to know. But these are words that we've already learned. So just a little bit of review. The first word that we need to know is condensation. Condensation is when a gas turns into a liquid. We saw this when we had our cup of room temperature water and then our cup of ice water. The water vapor that's in the air was really attracted to the ice cold cup, and then we saw that condensation on the sides of the cup. So that condensation is when a gas turns into a liquid. The next one that we have is water vapor, which we've already talked about and I just mentioned. Water vapor is water in the form of invisible gas. We've already talked about water vapor when we were talking about the particles in the air, and I told you to breathe on your hands and it felt a little bit moist because there is water in the air. So this experiment is going to make something special that does condensate inside this glass cup. I'm going to zoom you in just a little bit and then we'll get started. Okay, so I have you guys zoomed in just a little bit more, so you may not be able to see my face, but that's totally fine. I'm going to go back over the ingredients that I have in front of me just so if you need a little time to gather them, you can pause the video and get them. The first thing that I have is a 1/3 cup of water, and I just heated it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. I also have a couple of ice cubes just in a side dish so they're not melting all over my science tray. I have hairspray. It doesn't care. I don't care what kind. Doesn't matter. Whatever you can find is great. And then I have a glass cup. Do not use your hydro flask. Okay, it's not gonna work. And then it needs to be clear so you can see what's going on inside the cup. And then a metal lid. I just stole this off of a mason jar, a jar that I had around the house. The jelly jar lid works just as good too. Just saying. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pour my warm water into my glass cup. Be careful because it is warm. You don't want to burn yourself. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to swirl it around just a little bit so the sides of the cup get a little bit warm. So we're creating a warm surface on the inside, and as you can feel to the touch, it gets a little bit warmer on the outside as well. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid onto the cup. And then I'm going to add some ice cubes to the top. And hope that they don't fall off. Okay, so what's going on right now is we have hot water in the bottom of our cup. So that's making some warmth, that's creating warm air in there. And then we have ice that's sitting on the top, so that's creating some cold air. So what we're going to see happen is water vapor is going to start forming because it's got a mixture of hot and cold air. So what's going to start happening is there's going to be some condensing happening. So when we have hot temperatures and cold temperatures that mix together, that's actually what creates a cloud. So what we're creating in our cup right now is a cloud. So we're going to wait just a little bit longer, and then the hairspray is actually going to help us see the cloud just a little bit better. Just how we use models in class, we kind of got to help ourselves out as scientists. Just like when I dyed the water red, it helped us see that the water was there because water is clear. Sometimes it can be hard to see. So the hairspray is going to help us see the cloud forming just a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lift the lid just slightly, spray a couple sprays of hairspray, and put the lid back on, leaving the ice on the top as well. careful, the ice will slip. Okay, so what's happening right now, it's a little bit hard for you guys to see, so I'm going to try and move you guys in just a little bit closer. But what's happening inside is there is a little cloud forming. I highly encourage you guys to do this at home because you can see all this coolness happening at home, and it's super easy to do, as I just showed you. It's taken us about 3 minutes. So let me try and zoom you in to see if we can get a closer look. I zoomed you in just a little bit, and you can see that there's clearly, as you guys like to say, fog. But now the fog isn't on the outside of the cup. My hands are still completely dry, which is so cool. The fog is now forming on the inside of the cup. So the next thing that we are going to do is I'm going to lift the lid, and the cloud is going to escape. And I hope you guys can see it. I'll try and put this tray behind it. Let's see what happens. So the cloud is what we just made in there, and you can see it kind of floating around. Some of it is escaping. It's kind of doing a little dance. I think that's really cool. Let's just watch and observe. Okay, so that is the end of our experiment. I hope you guys do this at home so you can observe making a cloud inside of a cup and watching it escape out of the cup. So this is really awesome because it shows you that hot and cold temperatures together, they condense and they start to form a cloud. That's what we just did. And there's absolutely no condensation on the cup at all. So you created the cloud, you let the cloud run away just how you see the clouds in the sky. Hot and cold air coming together, condensing, and it makes a cloud. I hope you guys do this at home. It's really easy, and I hope you guys are doing so good at home. But I do encourage you guys to still get outside and get some fresh air. Make sure you're exercising and moving. Please don't just stay in front of your TVs all day watching YouTube, playing Fortnite, Roblox, whatever else you're doing. Make sure you're getting outside, getting some fresh air, practicing social distancing, and I hope you want to participate in a conversation over on Google Classroom. So I'm going to go head over to Google Classroom and answer any of your guys' questions, and I'll have some questions for you to answer too. So let's get this conversation going and talk about how the heck did we just make a cloud in a cup. I hope you guys are doing well. I love you and I miss you all, and I cannot wait to see you all again really soon. Have a good day. Bye.